Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome back to the channel, which is a little bit different today. I'm going to give you my Liverpool team of the decade from the years 2009 to 2019. Now this is going to be one that's probably going to cause a lot of debate for sure. So it'll be very interesting to see everyone's views on it. But it'll be very interesting indeed. So obviously the decade has passed. We are now into 2020. Apologies, this video is a little bit later than planned. I've just been very busy and not been able to. I wasn't able to do it in 2019. So let's start with the goalkeeper now. We have had 17 goalkeepers in the decade 2009 to 2019. So it's a long list of goalkeepers, and some have been good, some have not been so good. So it's not very good to see that. But having said that, there are a couple in there that are just absolute shockers, and you have to question why we signed these players. So the goalkeepers that we had between the decades of 2009 to 2019 are as follows: Dean Buzanes, Diego Cavalieri, Peter Gulacci, David Martin, who's obviously now at West Ham and then obviously went to MK Dons, etc. Pepe Reina. Now he was a very good goalkeeper, wasn't he? Very good goalkeeper. Basically came in the Benitez days and obviously went after Rodgers, but you know that was another thing. But Pepe Reina for sure was one of those ones that was a very good goalkeeper for sure. Martin Hansen is the next one to be concerned. We didn't really see Martin Hansen, to be honest. We didn't really see him at all, and it wasn't very good at all. Donny. Yeah, Donny. Interesting one. Got sent off at Blackburn, if you remember rightly, as well. Yeah, he wasn't great. He wasn't great. I think everyone was very excited at the time when we got this goalkeeper called Donny, who played for Roma as well. So, you know, there's he wasn't great either. Brad Jones. Now, to be fair to Brad Jones, he was alright, wasn't he? He was okay. Came in the Rodgers era as well, and you know we needed a backup goalkeeper by then, and you know Brad Jones was available, and you know we got him from Middlesbrough, and yeah, to be fair, he was alright. He was alright. Did okay when he came in. Obviously, Rodgers interchanged between him and Pepe Reina in one of his first seasons in charge. I remember him playing in a Merseyside derby as well. So that's another thing you can say for that. Danny Ward. I remember a lot of people saying about Danny Ward. I think people would have probably wanted Danny Ward to succeed at Liverpool, but unfortunately that wasn't to be in the circumstances. Simon Mignolet. Now, Simon Mignolet obviously came in the 2013-2014 season, and what a start to his Premier League debut for Liverpool. He obviously saved a penalty from Jonathan Walters, and you know everyone says that, and he was a true professional right up until the last season. It was an absolute true professional. Yes, he didn't play much. Obviously, that's due to another goalkeeper who I will come to, who signed in the 2018-2019 season. So, you know, I think you have to say that Mignolet was a very good professional, very top guy as well. So yeah, he was a very good goalkeeper. Now, if you thought Mignolet was a good keeper, then this one was clearly not a good goalkeeper. What in the mind of Brendan Rodgers was he thinking when he bought Adam Bogdan from Bolton? Well, Bogdan, awful goalkeeper, absolutely awful. Remember, he conceded once straight from a corner against Exeter City, and that was just bad. That was very bad as well. So it wasn't very good for him. Loris Karius, oh dear. Yeah, this is probably one of Jurgen Klopp's probably worser signings, I would say. Obviously, we all know about Karius in the Champions League final. Wasn't very, very good, was it? So, I think the best said about that, the better. And Karius is in this list as well. Alexander Manninger. Now, this was a guy that came in. Liverpool were needing a third choice goalkeeper at the time, and it just didn't happen, did it? It just did not happen for him, and he didn't get. Don't think he played any games, to be honest. Didn't think he got a League Cup game. Another sort of pointless signing, but you could understand it at the time as well. Queeham Kelleher is the next one. Now, obviously, he's still young, so he will obviously still get game time for sure. He played in the League Cup this season as well. He's only going to get better. I think he's only 17, 18. So he will only get better for sure. Alisson Becker, probably one of the best goalkeepers that we have had. Yes, he's only had obviously a season and a half at the moment, but I think he has probably been a very, very good signing, and he deserves to be in that running. Adrian, another very good goalkeeper for sure. He was really, really good, really good against Everton yesterday in the FA Cup, and it's proven to be an astute signing. Obviously, Alisson was injured for most of the start to the season. I think he missed about 8 or 9 games. Adrian came in, deputised very, very well. He deserves to be in this running as well. And then the final goalkeeper was Andy Lonergan as well. Obviously, he is a third choice goalkeeper this season. But I don't think you can say that he will get any game time for sure. But we've had 17 goalkeepers in between 2009 and 2019. Some good, some not so good, as I've gone through this list. So it's not very, very good just now. So my goalkeeper for the team of the decade. Now, really, for me, it's only between two people, and the goalkeeper of the decade for me in this team is Alisson Becker. I think Alisson Becker has been terrific since he came in. Obviously, he was the reason that we won the Champions League. If you remember the save from Milik very, very late on in that game against Napoli, that could have been a game that we could have lost. But do you know what? It was very, very interesting, and we can see what will happen for sure in the seasons to come. But Alisson Becker is my goalkeeper of the decade for sure. But it was between him and Pepe Reina, because I think Pepe Reina and Alisson have been the two standout goalkeepers that we have had in this last decade. So I would have to say that they are probably the best two goalkeepers for sure in this last decade. So my goalkeeper of the decade in this team of the decade is Alisson Becker, and probably well deserved as well. So Alisson Becker is my goalkeeper. Now, defence, we have had so many defenders. I mean, so many defenders. It's unbelievable the amount of defenders that we have actually had. So I'll quickly go through some of them. We'll see what's up. In defence, Daniel Agger, very, very good defender. Very, very good defender for sure. Jamie Carragher, absolute legend, now obviously on Sky as a pundit. Daniel Ayala, Philip Degan, oh dear. Fabio Aurelio, very, very good defender. Very, very good defender. Emiliano Insua, he was okay. He was okay, wasn't he? Glenn Johnson, he had his good moments for sure. He was definitely one that was not to be desired for sure. Martin Kelly, Soto Kyrgiakos, Jack Robinson, Martin Škrtel. Now, Martin Škrtel had, I think, 18 goals in his last for Liverpool in the season. So very, very good from him to score 18 goals in his Liverpool career. Connor Cody, now obviously he's doing bits with Wolves. Very, very good defender. Didn't get many games at Liverpool, but Still a good professional throughout. Stephen Darby, obviously we all know what's happened to him recently. It's very, very sad to see. John Flanagan, now to be fair, in that 2013-2014 season, he was pretty good, wasn't he? Very, very good indeed. But yeah, he kind of lost his way a little bit, and now he's obviously at Rangers. Stephen Irwin, I cannot remember this guy at all, in all honesty. Oh gosh, the next name, just do not go back to the 2010-2011 season. Paul Konchesky. What was Roy Hodgson thinking about when he bought Paul Konchesky? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Probably one of the worst left backs to have played for Liverpool, for sure. For sure, I would have to say in that one. Danny Wilson, again, another signing you'd have to say, what? I mean, he wasn't great. Andre Wisdom, oh dear. Yeah, not very good. Sebastian Coates, obviously we all know about his overhead kick at Queen's Park Rangers, but apart from that, didn't do very, very much. Jose Enrique, now to be fair to Jose Enrique, he was a very good signing, I thought. Obviously, he lost his way as well, but when he did play, he was very, very good. Probably better attacking than he was defensively, but Jose Enrique for sure. Emmanuel Mendy, again, not a name I really, really know. Steven Sama, nope. No. Ryan McLaughlin. And then we're coming into sort of 2013-2014 now. Ali Sissoko. Everyone remembers Ali Sissoko, don't they? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. There have been some real shockers in this list of defenders that we have had. Lloyd Jones, Mamadou Sakho, Brad Smith, Kolo Toure. I love Enrique. He had bad injury luck, says Liz Golden. Yes, he did. He was very, very good, wasn't he? He was very, very good, and I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see how. I still think that people like him. I still think people liked him. And do you know what? Enrique was a very, very good player as well. Kolo Toure. Yeah, indeed. We all know about that. Alberto Moreno, again, along with Paul Konchesky, probably one of the worst left-backs to have played for Liverpool. Moreno was just defensively awful. Sometimes I think that Moreno would probably have been better as a left winger, for sure. So Moreno, awful. Dejan Lovren. Now, to be fair to Dejan Lovren, he has had a very, very good time of it as a Liverpool player. Obviously, everyone question marks over the 20 million price tag that we bought him for, but to be fair, he has been a very good signing. Yes, defensively he's not the best, but he can be very, very good. Moreno drove me nuts. Had talent, couldn't use it. Yeah. He did show bits of talent. Got a couple of goals as well. Obviously, I remember the Tottenham goal as well that he scored, and I think he scored against Stoke as well. But yeah, he was not very good, was he? Javier Manquillo, oh dear, what was Brendan Rodgers thinking of when he bought Javier Manquillo to Liverpool? That was not a good move. Stephen Cocker, I mean, that I can understand why that was one that we needed to get, but not good. Daniel Cleary, now I've never heard of this guy, in all honesty. Probably one of the youth players at the time. Nathaniel Klein, I mean, you have to say Nathaniel Klein has been injured a lot, so you can't really say that he has been, it's one of those things you'd have to say that he's not been very, very reliable. Joe Gomez is turning out to be one of the best centre backs at this club at this moment in time. He's been terrific, really, really good as well. Joe Maguire, another one I've never heard of. Connor Masterson, Connor Randall, Thiago Ilori. Oh dear, those last three are just awful, really, really awful. Connor Randall actually ended up at Hearts, funnily enough, so that kind of says that he didn't have much of a chance at Liverpool. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ragnar Klavan, Joe Matip. Now we're getting into some good defenders, aren't we? Trent Alexander-Arnold, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. The amount of assists that he has made since coming into this Liverpool team is just sensational. Ragnar Klavan, or as we like to call him, Ragnar Klavan likes the stepovers, doesn't he? So he likes doing that as well. So very, very good. Joel Matip, he's been very, very good as well. And to be honest, an absolute steal as a free transfer for sure. Very, very good as well. Andy Robertson, to pay Hull £8 million at the time, everyone's saying, okay, Andy Robertson. I mean, Andy Robertson, he's obviously been relegated with Hull. How's he going to do when he came in? To be fair, to begin with, he wasn't being used. It was obviously Moreno at left back, but since he's come in, he's been terrific. Probably one of the left backs of the best left backs of the decade for sure. Virgil van Dijk, I've no other words to say. This has probably been the best business a long time. Virgil van Dijk has been terrific, and he hasn't lost many games. I think it's something like. I think it's something like he's like I think it's about 90 wins and 10 defeats or something. So very, very good for him. Keanu Hoover, obviously he is a very, very young defender, but at this moment in time he will get better. He will only get better, and I think he is definitely one for the future. Right, my defence. So, right back, there's not really many you can pick from. You could pick from Glenn Johnson, you could pick from Andre Wisdom, you could even pick from Joe Gomez, you could pick Trent Alexander-Arnold. My right back of the decade, Trent Alexander-Arnold. The amount of assists this guy has made since coming into the Liverpool team, like I've said, is just phenomenal. I think it's 20 assists or 21 assists in 2019. Absolutely sensational. And scary, he's only 21. He is only going to get better as Trent Alexander-Arnold. So Trent Alexander-Arnold is my right back. Alongside him, centre back has to be Virgil van Dijk. One of the best signings of the Jurgen Klopp era for sure. Yes, eyebrows were raised when we paid 75 million for him, but what a signing he has been! Absolutely brilliant. Calm, cool under pressure. Virgil van Dijk definitely is one of the first centre backs. Now the second centre back, I have to say this gave me absolutely. I had about 3 or 4 in this category for the second centre back position. I had Daniel Agger, I had Jamie Carragher, I've had Joe Matip, I've had Dejan Lovren, I've had. There's so many you could pick from. You could pick Sacco as well. Okay, we all know about what happened to Sacco. Kolo Touré as well. I did choose Daniel Agger. Now, in my opinion, Daniel Agger was probably one of those players. Had he not been injured a lot, I think he would have been an absolute legend. And I think for him to basically keep on playing. When he did. Obviously, we all know about his acrimonious departure. Obviously, Brendan Rodgers fell out with him, but I was so gutted when he left because this was a guy that played very, very well. And came up with a couple of goals as well. Obviously, a couple against Manchester United as well, Chelsea as well. So he was brilliant, Daniel Agger. So in my opinion, Daniel Agger just shades ahead of Jamie Carragher, in my opinion, because I think Daniel Agger at the time probably played more games than Carragher in that. Obviously, Jamie Carragher was coming to his end in the 2012-2013 season, so I think it was really, really good for me. But for me, Agger probably just shades it. Agger is a badass, but I go Cara. Okay, well, to be honest, it was between those two. It was definitely between those two, and I think it's a very, very difficult decision that I've had to make. But yeah, for me, Daniel Agger is just shading it there. So we'll see. Left back, no surprises who this is going to be. Andy Robertson, Scottish Braveheart. He's been terrific. £8 million from Hull, best left back in the country at the moment, and he is only going to get better. He's just been absolutely terrific, and him and Trent Alexander-Arnold are definitely having a wee assist battle. They did in 2018-2019, and I think they're doing it again this season as well. So my back four is Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, Daniel Agger, and Andy Robertson. So now we come into midfield, and now there's been some real bad midfielders that have played for Liverpool Football Club. So, some of the names I'm going to pick out. Alberto Aquilani. Oh dear. Yossi Benayoun. To be fair to Yossi Benayoun, I thought he was a very good signing. Very good signing when we played, when we bought him as well. Very good for me. Nabil Elzar. Yeah. That one awful. Steven Gerrard, no words. Captain fantastic for sure. Lucas Leiva, legend. Javier Mascherano, very good player when he was at Liverpool. Damien Plessis, yeah. Albert Riera. To be fair, people have put Albert Riera in like a flop 11. I thought Albert Riera was a good player. I thought he was a really good player. Maxi Rodriguez, very good player. For the, obviously, remember him from his Atletico Madrid days. He was a brilliant player, really good player. Scored a lot of important goals as well, for sure. Had a hat trick against Birmingham City as well. So yeah, he's definitely there. John Joe Shelby, Joe Cole. Now we're going into 2010-2011, aren't we? Joe Cole, oh dear. Christian Poulsen, oh dear. Raul Meireles was good for sure. Jay Spearing, poor old Jay Spearing. I think he's at Blackpool now. I think. Connor Thomas, Charlie Adams, Stuart Downing, Jordan Henderson. So we're getting into better players. Joe Allen, very good. He was all right. Joe, obviously, Rodgers bought him from Swansea. Good player, good player from him. Coutinho, Mark Palosci, Suso, Cameron Brannigan, João Carlos Teixeira, Luis Alberto, Jordan Rossiter, Emre Can, Jack Dunn, Adam Lallana, Lazar Markovic. The worse said about that, the better. Shea Ojo, Ryan Kent, James Milner, Pedro Chiavea, Adam Phillips, Kevin Stewart, Ovi Ajaria, Marco Grujic, Paulinho. Not the Spurs one. I think this was a young boy at the time. Gini Wijnaldum, Jordan Williams, Curtis Jones, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Fabinho, Naby Keita, Rafael Camacho, and Isaac Christie Davis. So the two I've got two midfielders in my team of the decade. And the first one, it is at the right hand side of the defensive midfielder role, Jordan Henderson. Now, everyone had a lot of problems when we signed him. Kenny Dalglish signed him, but wow, there's no other words I can describe with Jordan Henderson. He has become a very good player for Liverpool. Very good captain as well. I just think that this guy deserves to be in the team of the decade. I was going to go with Fabinho because I think Fabinho has been very good. But you cannot question the fact that Jordan Henderson has now lifted the Champions League trophy, same as Stevie G. He's also lifted the European Super Cup as well, and obviously the Club World Cup as well. He's just a very good player, and probably a more important player than many people would have expected. I remember a time when he was actually on his way out of Liverpool. There was a lot of rumours at the time in the 2013-2014 January transfer window that he was to go to Fulham. Now, that would have been very controversial as well, but ever since then, he was basically saying he didn't want to go. Look what he's done now. He's lifted the Champions League. Absolute legend in my eyes, and he is nearly coming towards a testimonial for sure. So my first midfielder in my team of the decade is definitely Captain Jordan Henderson. Alongside him, Steven Gerrard. Who else could I have picked beside Henderson? Stevie G scored 63 goals for Liverpool in the decade 2009-2019. Yes, obviously he left in 2015. But, having said that, this guy could easily win matches on his own. He was that good. Very good player. He was just captain fantastic. And alongside him, he did play with Henderson. And, he obviously played defensive midfielder. He was even playing attacking midfielder at one point as well. But for me, Stevie G is alongside Jordan Henderson. So I think those two midfielders are very, very good. So my two midfielders are the two captains of this last decade, Jordan Henderson and Stevie Gerrard. Now, the forwards. Now, it has to be said that there are a lot of good forwards that we have had played for Liverpool, and some bad ones as well. Ryan Babel, Danny Pacheco, Fernando Torres, Dirk Kuyt, David Ngog, Andy Carroll, oh dear, let's not mention Andy Carroll, Tom Ince, Milan Jovanovic, remember him? He was awful. Really, really poor. Raheem Sterling, Luis Suarez, Craig Bellamy, Nathan Eccleston, Christian Adorjan, Usama Asayedi, Fabio Barini, Jordan Ibe, Adam Morgan, Jerome Sinclair, Daniel Sturridge. Now we're getting into some good strikers for sure. Sama Diesel, Iago Aspas, Victor Moses, Mario Balotelli, Ricky Lambert, Christian Benteke, Danny Ings, Divock Origi, Roberto Firmino, Sergei Kanios, Ryan Brewster, Sadio Mane, Harry Wilson, Ben Woodburn, Mohamed Salah, Dominic Solanke, Xherdan Shaqiri, Harvey Elliott and Takumi Minamino. So obviously the last two will definitely not be in the running for the attacking roles. So I'm basically going to play three attacking and then obviously one striker. So right wing, Mohamed Salah. What can we say about Mohamed Salah? When he came into Liverpool, 34 million was the price tag at the time, and he has just been very, very good. He has been, honestly, I think it's 87 goals now for Liverpool. Yeah, it's just been very, very good. That list has a lot of good attackers. Yeah, it does. We have had some very, very good players in that last decade for sure. But Mohamed Salah for me, I mean, he was top scorer in the 2018-2019 season. He was also top scorer in the 2017-2018 season. Everyone was saying he was a one season wonder. How wrong they have been, and he was very, very good last season as well. And obviously a Champions League winner as well, so very, very good for him as well. So my right wing, Mohamed Salah. Left wing, Sadio Mane. Now it has to be said, I think this was a very, very easy pick for me. Was an easy pick, says he was definitely an easy pick for sure. Mane, probably going to be African Player of the Year this season, but for the money that they spent in Jurgen Klopp's first season, Jurgen Klopp wanted a left-sided player. Sadio Mane was available at the time, and he managed to get him. And what a signing he has been, and he probably the talisman for Liverpool this season, I would say. But obviously another Champions League winner, so no doubt about it. So left wing, Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah. Now, attacking midfielder. This was very difficult, and I'm gonna say why. I did think about Felipe Coutinho, because Felipe Coutinho, when he played for Liverpool, he was brilliant, really, really good. The amount of goals that he could score from the outside of the box was just incredible. So I was pondering between. It was only really between two players, honestly. It was only really between two players, and that was Roberto Firmino and Felipe Coutinho. But because Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane are in there, I cannot leave out Roberto Firmino. This guy is what clicks the front three, in my opinion. Because if he doesn't play, I think Liverpool play a lot different if Firmino is not there. So I have to have Firmino in there, but it was a very, very close call between Firmino and Coutinho, for sure. Firmino, what can we say about him? Obviously a Brendan Rodgers signing, of course. No, it wasn't. He was a Jurgen Klopp signing. And he has just been brilliant, really, really good. Obviously won the Club World Cup early in the season. I think he is one player that everyone says goes under the radar a lot, and I think he has been very, very good in that aspect as well. So Firmino, Salah and Mane are the three attackers in that attacking place. So striker, Luis Suarez. I have to say, this guy, when he played for Liverpool, was absolutely sensational. I think it was 83 goals. How many hat-tricks he got against Norwich City? I think he had a lot of hat-tricks against Norwich City, and Suarez, for me, was just an absolute genius when he played. Just everything he could do with the football, and the amount of goals he scored as well. That 2013-2014 season, when he did that partnership with Daniel Sturridge, it was just brilliant. And obviously SAS, everyone remembers that, Sturridge and Suarez. That combination was just sensational, and that 2013-2014 season was one that I always will remember Suarez from as well. So he was excellent in that season. So my team of the decade is Alisson Becker, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk, Daniel Agger, Andy Robertson, Jordan Henderson, Stevie G, Mohamed Salah, Roberto Firmino, Sadio Mane, and Luis Suarez. So what does everyone think about that? Yes, obviously there will be question marks over Daniel Agger, but I just think Daniel Agger was a very, very good defender. So, bench. Now the goalkeeper for the bench really cannot be other than Pepe Reina. Pepe Reina was very, very good. Yes, you could argue that you could probably have Mignolet in there, top professional that he was, but Pepe Reina for me was just a very, very good goalkeeper, and I was really sad when he left as well. But a very, very good goalkeeper to have on the bench. Then defenders, I've got Jamie Carragher. You have to have Jamie Carragher. Obviously, he retired in the 2012-2013 season and nearly scored on his final appearance against Queen's Park Rangers. Everyone remembers that as well. So that was very, very good. Joe Matip as well. I think he's another very good player to have on the bench as well. Pepe was fun to watch. Yeah, he was, Liz. Obviously, won us the 2006 FA Cup final as well, with the penalty saves that he had as well. Fabinho I would have on the bench. I think Fabinho has been terrific. A really, really good player that he has had, and he's only going to get better for sure. So I think he was very, very, very good. Felipe Coutinho, I think, like I said, Coutinho has been very, very good when he was at Liverpool. Obviously got sold for a lot of money when he did, and yeah, very, very good for that as well. And then the forwards, Dirk Kuyt, man for the big occasions, as they said. Loved a goal against Everton. I think he loved scoring against anybody, really. Probably scored against probably all of the big six that you would say. He was just brilliant, really, really good. And yeah, man for the big occasion, Dirk Kuyt for sure. And then the final striker, I cannot have anyone else but Fernando Torres. Fernando Torres, when he came to Liverpool, was just brilliant. Yes, obviously he left for Chelsea, but I cannot leave Fernando Torres out of my team of the decade. I think he's been a terrific servant for Liverpool, and but that guy just every time he went on the pitch, you thought he could do something. He was brilliant, really, really good to watch. So, Fernando Torres is my last forward. So, what does everyone think? That, for me, is a good team. So, also, we shall see what people think in the comments. Also, let me know what you think of my team as well. So, that is it. That's my Liverpool team of the decade. Some very good players on the show, for sure. So, Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, Agger, Robertson, Hendo, Gerrard, Salah, Firmino, Mane, Suarez. That's my team. And then bench, Reina, Carragher, Matip, Fabinho, Coutinho, Kuyt, and Fernando Torres. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what people think as well. Not bad at all. It's a fun to look back. Yeah, it was absolutely. Absolutely. So that is it. That is my Liverpool team of the decade. Have a good day, everyone. And if you do like my content, then please hit that subscribe button. Smash a like on this video as well. Smash a like, leave a comment. That'd be brilliant as well. Let me know your teams of the decades as well in the comments below. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with some more videos very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye bye for now.